Hi there, I'm Beth, and welcome to my first voiceover YouTube video. Today, the background will be of my Genshin OC's splash art, and I will be talking about it and the character herself. So, first, a little bit about my history with Genshin Impact. I've been playing for years, and I've been obsessed off and on for years. And when I get obsessed about something, I usually create a character for the fandom because I think that's fun and a really cool way of actually learning about the fandom is to actually create characters. I don't know, it's just how I do stuff. Uh, but for Genshin Impact particularly, it took me a while to settle on something. I've had a few that I played with the idea of, but I really have always latched on to a character that was from Mondstadt and Kaya's assistant for a majority of stuff. So I kind of played with the idea and ended up fully fully settling on something a couple of days ago. So meet Blar. Her lore is very subject to change as there's continuing stuff, and it's crazy. It's really crazy how it changes with each new update. But I do know that when the if she was a playable character, I already have a few things figured out on how I would do that. So first, she is a Hydro Claymore user. She would be a sub DPS that scales off of attack, and she should just kind of be a goofy side back character. Also, I apologize. I am still learning how to edit voice. But yeah, she would be a standard banner sub DPS that scales off of attack, and then yeah, I know for her skill, she would have three little Nessie-like water dragons that circle the on-field character and do damage and apply Hydro. Her C2 would probably allow to be used in a co-op team, kind of like Diona and Zhongli's. And her burst would just be a giant one of them going chomp. Because I think that's really funny. But yeah, her constellation would have to do with like a water dragon type thing, but not Leviathan like Nouvellette, just like a little sea monster. I don't know. I'm getting there. She has more lore. I'm really bad at this. Anyway, uh, so for her backstory, I know that she grew up in Mondstadt for one, but she didn't grow up in the town. She grew up in the countryside. Her mother was a maid for the Ragingers. I am saying that so wrong. Deluxe family. She was a maid for Deluxe family, and she had a lot of siblings. And she got her vision by protecting her friends and siblings from bandits by whacking them with a frying pan. Because I was watching Rapunzel at the time, and I love the frying pan. Her mother probably took her to Master Cephas and maybe Varga. I mean, your kid gets a vision. What do you do? She was trained as a Nitro Climber user, and I'm still figuring out like her dynamic with everybody. But I feel like she knew Soma when he was still in Mondstadt, and I know that when she goes to Inazuma, she finds Soma and they have a good time because they're childhood best friends. She grew up alongside Diluc and Kaya, I have this really funny headcanon that she would call Kaya Master not because of anything except for the fact that it annoys him that she still calls him Master. I just think that's funny. With Diluc, she has a lot of respect for him. Probably gets along with him better than Kaya does. I mean, she was kind of not a part of anything. She just works for the guy. Um, and then with Jean, she has a lot of respect. She's probably a little bit unsure of Jean. I'm not sure why. I I gotta know Varka first, and then I can figure that out. And then I do know that she babysits Klee. Like half the stuff, half the adventures I think she goes on is she's taking Klee outside of Mondstadt to give Mondstadt a break. Kind of like Kaya does in some of those events. She's there too. Or it's just her and Klee. Both work. And then for I do have a love interest for her, and that's Risley because I love Risley so much. Fun fact, I hated him when they teased him. I really did. And then the Archon quest happened, and his story quest happened, and it gave me goosebumps, and my Thoma maining days were over. I did main Thoma. I actually beat I forgot his name, but the Geo Dragon thing with him. Just him. In a co-op, all the DPSs had died, and it was just me and a Diona, and the Diona would like run around the circle, and I was just locked in. It was very funny. Uh I still remember that. I need to go into co-ops and just main Thoma because it's just really funny. Nobody expects Thoma. But yeah, I feel like I said nothing about her. I imagine her personality is like soft and bubbly, probably a little shy. She doesn't really think of herself as someone that's all that powerful, but she probably is. Sh- it's a self confidence issue. She'll get past it. But I think about now the piece is finished. That took me so long. But I hope you enjoyed this little rambling session, and I hope you enjoyed the drawing of her I did. I had a lot of fun doing this one. It took me a long time. My hand still hurts from the line art. I'm not quite happy with the second dragon, but I think it looks cool, and I really want to do a redraw of Risley's splash art, or not the background, but his pose in it, and put them side by side because them together is actually really funny. They oddly look nice together, so I'm really happy I did that. And I think that will be all for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I guess I'll see you next time. Bye!